Hi, welcome back or welcome to the channel. Today we are going to be going over Grendel's rework, my opinions on Grendel's rework, and gameplay in general. And I'll even show you guys a build. But before that, for this video I partnered with Manscaped. Manscaped is now available at Amazon. Link in the description below. Men's grooming has come a long way in the past few years, and Manscaped makes it easier than ever with their Toolbox 4.0 grooming kit that's only available at Amazon.com. Again, link in the description below. When it comes to grooming, make sure Manscaped is at the top of your wish list this holiday season. And let's start with his passive. His passive is mostly the same, but a little bit different. Grendel's passive is each enemy consumed grants 250 bonus armor. Now it did always grant armor, but now it can only hold up to 5 enemies now. So he can only eat up to 5 enemies, but the trade-off is that they all have like a UI thing. I'll show you guys in the gameplay later on, or if you'd like to skip to the build or gameplay, there are time codes below for that. But since we're on his first ability, let's check it out. Swallow enemies whole and store them in Grendel's gut. Hold to vomit out stored enemies, covering them in toxic bile. Okay, so it's a very rare occasion that you will want to actually hold to vomit them out, because it serves a bunch of abilities, very synergy driven ability to actually keep enemies consumed whenever you can. I should also note that this is not supposed to work on bosses, okay? And if you want to work on XMS and whatnot, you gotta get rid of their overguard first. Second ability, which is the reason why you'll hardly ever want to spit them out. With that said, if you ever run out of energy or don't have energy ready to do this, they will just spit themselves out. But I think that had changed a bit since the rework. It definitely doesn't use up energy like a lot of energy like it used to. Actually, I'm not sure it uses up any energy. But yeah, moving on. Nourish. Nourish is its second ability. Regenerate health as Grendel absorbs nourishment from enemies. So basically all the enemies in his stomach, he absorbs them. And then as he's absorbing them, you get quite a bit. Energy multiplier, health multiplier, and yeah, damage increase. Brilliant stuff, honestly. And that's why it is better to actually nourish, in my opinion, okay? I could be wrong, but in my opinion, it's better to nourish. Okay, that's just my humble opinion. Now, let's move on to his third ability, which, fun fact, used to be his fourth ability, okay? Grendel curls into a ball. He heals over time as he rolls, knocking over anyone in his path. Jumping slams Grendel into the ground and generates a damaging shockwave. Yeah, Grendel can jump while in his 3 now. While he's in his little ball, he can actually jump. And now do you see he has armor reduction, he gets health per second, and he does damage per second as he rolls into people. Think of him at like a bowling ball of sorts, as you can see on the video right now. And oh yeah, I should also mention that technically this drains by default 3 energy per second, but if you have enemies inside you at the time, it does not drain any energy whatsoever. So, and if that wasn't enough, you can actually use your other abilities while you're in ball form. You didn't used to be able to, but now you can. It's actually pretty brilliant. And now, regurgitate. Violently puke out a bile-soaked enemy from Grendel's gut, turning the consumed into a toxic projectile. Nearby enemies are slowed and have their armor dissolved by the bile. Okay, so basically armor reduction starts at 75 with my build, which I'm about to go over, that I have equipped on him right now. It's over 100%, which of course means that it will totally, entirely strip the armor. So that's pretty cool. Now let's get on to the build. Okay, so this build, I call it Into the Void because, the void of his stomach is where the enemies are going. This is just a rough build. Feel free to add anything, subtract anything. I have rage, so he'll basically always have energy, more or less. Not like a Norris, but like Norris. If I'm being honest, low-key, you'll build him somewhat similar to a Norris, but unlike a Norris, I have Umbral Intensify on him. The reason I have Umbral Intensify on Grendel is because his abilities actually benefit from ability strength, whereas Anaris are just kind of there, I guess. Stretch because the slam radius benefits as well as how far he can actually shoot the projectile, regurgitate that enemy. Regurgitate is what I'm looking for. And, from how far away he can actually eat the enemy. So, yeah, continuity for duration reasons. Like, when he doesn't have enemy consumed, I still want to be in the boss sometime. So I definitely have that there with that. Prime Flow for, I just like Prime Flow on just about everything, if I'm being honest. And the arcanes I have, Arcane Grace and Arcane Blessing, I probably could change from Arcane Grace to something else, but for the life of me, I have no clue at this second. And I'm all but obsessed with Arcane Blessing. There will actually be a card, top right-hand corner, or wherever YouTube decide to put it. You can check out my video on Arcane Blessing. I'm just obsessed with it at the moment. Okay, and we are in Moth. We just ate up 2 people, 3 people. You can see in the lower right hand corner there, whenever I eat up people, I did not mean to do that. I actually did the thing I told you guys not to do by accident. And now I can just roll and have fun. And hey, I can nourish while I roll, which is fun. It doesn't kill them instantly, but it does do a substantial amount of damage to them. And as you can see, I actually, collected enemies while I, ooh, and damage, let's use a 4 on them. Okay. And we are just getting rid of all of their, stats and feasting on them. Just feasting over and over again. It's actually what we do. And we can actually jump. We can actually jump a good distance, just have fun. That is what we do now. We just have fun. And see, when we go, we actually do damage to them as well, which is fun. Now let's see how much damage we can ideally do to the target just rolling. It's actually pretty fun that we even can do as much damage as we can do because, yeah. Oh, we might actually go down. So we'll have to go out of our roll ball and back in. Our teammate actually helped us out of that jam, so I get that nice. Let's see. And yeah, I'm just telling you guys gameplay, so we'll probably leave after 5 minutes. Plus, I'll be honest, the fact that Grendel can only do 5 technically makes him more of a team player now, but at the same time, he still feels like a pretty solo frame, like one of those doesn't play well with others. Okay, nourish, nourish, nourish. Yep, we nourished up all of them. Now we gotta collect more, so I mean, I guess we could get out of the rollerball, but I'll be honest, I kind of like being in the rollerball and collecting them all in the rollerball. And look, we can actually go upstairs. As slow as it is, we can actually go upstairs. I actually should probably head over. Oh, okay. Well, someone else got him. Okay, I went out to my rollerball too. I was being extremely team player there. Yeah. And look, they are dying so quickly inside here. It's like the level 2 enemy. I'd say that a lot, but they are actually higher than level 2. I checked. But yeah. And then we can, 41. See, we could go out of that mode anytime we want. We can see we don't currently have any enemies eaten at this moment in time. And yeah, as you can see, he's still very much so is a solo player. And if he doesn't have any enemies, his 4 is, any enemies inside him, his 4 is useless. Which, yeah. So it's one of those things. Okay, so here are my final thoughts. My final thoughts are basically what I was saying. I'm going to expand on it a bit. What I was saying during the gameplay, he is a lot better than he was before since the rework, but he does not play well with others. He plays well within his own abilities. If he's the only person in the room and you're paying attention and consuming via feast when you're supposed to nourish, go into pulverize whenever you're like taking a little bit of damage, and then just feast while in pulverize, nourish, rinse, repeat over and over again. And then for some armor stripping, you can just regurgitate a fear. If you're going against hordes of enemies by yourself in like a survival or something, yeah, he will do pretty well. He can actually be tankier than Anaros in some cases. I know, crazy, right? But, and this is a big but, if you're going into a public mission, even a public survival, you'll either have to find a corner of the room by yourself or just come to the realization that you are 9 times out of 10 not going to get the nourishment that you need to stay alive or have a lot of fun as Grendel. So yeah, his rework brilliant in my opinion, but as someone who plays a lot via public matchmaking, yeah. Okay, well, let me know your thoughts, comment section below. And with that said, I will catch you guys in the future. Later.